Right? You can't get the cherry on top without the sundae below.
Wow, that's a bar.
Maybe the thing is that the parents aren't fueling the kids right, because there's no reason why a 9-year-old to 12-year-old doesn't
Should
have
be
enough.
tired.
After a 20-minute nap, bread, peanut butter, they're ready to go.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
This is episode 2 of the Aquatic Sports Performance Podcast.
Okay.
No, just playing. Okay, ready?
Yep.
This is episode. This is episode 2 of the Aquatic. This is episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. This is episode 2 of the Aquatic Sports Performance Podcast. Today we've got Tzen Wei Teong. Zen is a SEA Games gold medalist, Asian Games silver medalist, Commonwealth silver medalist, and you A-finaled at the World Championships in 2022.
2022, 2024.
Oh, sorry. Multiple A-final
Multiple.
World Championships.
Three times.
Three times.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Today, Zen, I think you have a very interesting swim career. I want to go through your entire swimming career and then kind of talk about what you did at each step in terms of training. So I want to start like when you started swimming, what you were doing, your sporting background and everything.
Right.
So can you tell everyone what your background is?
Yeah, so pretty generic. Just started out swimming when I was young, just for water safety, and then had too much energy as a kid, so my parents just left me in there. Growing up, I was just playing many different sports, so like swimming, water polo, golf, sailing, just playing around, fooling around, having fun. What's more interesting to my story is that I only started taking swimming seriously because it was a chance for me to train more and get out of the military, right? So I did my first year without swimming in the military, the officer program, and I was in the police. But in my second year, my commander allowed me to kind of train in the mornings, and after I qualified for my first SEA Games in 2017, I was put on this scheme where it allows national servicemen to go out in the afternoons to train. So I would book in, do some of my work, have lunch, and then leave earlier. Rather than leaving at 5:30, I would leave at 3 and head for training.
To have time to practice.
Yeah, so I did that. And at my first SEA Games, I was the underdog, and I won my first SEA Games gold there. And that was off the back of doing gym once a week with Carl, my gym trainer, and training at a small club called ATS. So once a week, gym, and 5 to 6 swims. But very sprint specific. Yeah, a lot of speed work, kind of like what we do now actually.
And at the same time, you had to do like police training, like in the morning, and then go to gym in the afternoon.
At that point in my military career, I had finished all the training already. So it was just work, keying in stuff, desk bound. So not too bad.
Just sitting at a desk for 6 hours and then get off, go train.
I was very lucky compared to a lot of my peers. I wasn't put in any combat units and stuff like that.
Was that because you're good at swimming? And we don't want to waste this Singapore talent.
No, I think I was just lucky.
Really?
Yeah, just luck. So after that, I decided to let's take swimming to the next step. Let's see where I can go. That's where I went to train with the national training team under Gary.
Shout out Gary.
Yeah, shout out Gary. And then that was in the end of 2017. And I've been there ever since, training under Gary. And then most recently in 2022,
Gus?
Gustavo, who used to train, what's the guy's?
Dos Santos?
Yeah, Santos.
Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 50 fly short course, previous world record holder.
He's decent.
He's the GOAT, bro. He's like 40. He's 43 and he's crazy.
Broke
right
the world
now.
record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've been doing a hybrid of kind of a lot of parachute work, but still focusing on the 100 for the past few years. But most recently, due to my elbow injury that I had in the end of 2022.
Let's talk about that. Your
Right.
elbow injury.
So what happened was I went, so I did 2022 May, I had SEA Games, best meet of my life. I went 21.9, 53, 23.04, 50 fly. And then after that, we flew to a training camp in Europe, did that for around 6 weeks, then headed to Budapest to do Worlds. That's where I got another PB, 23.03, right? 2 days later, I caught COVID, but I didn't know I had COVID. I showed up for the 100 fly. I went an unofficial PB because I dolphin kicked too far.
60 meters.
Yeah, 16 meters. So thank God I didn't make it back because I was dead. Like
What was your time going to 60 meters?
52.0.
Oh, wow.
It was okay. And I had a fever. I was freezing and it was Budapest in the summer, but I was still cold. After the event, I ran straight home and I was just in bed for the next 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah. After that, we had Commonwealth Games where I did really well again, got silver right after Ben Proud, and also final in the 53. Then I went for my holiday in Bali where, young, I went to the ocean and the waves were really strong. One of the waves picked me up and threw me onto the sand bar and I kind of broke my hand. And right after that, it healed well. We just did kick and we managed to qualify for World Champ short course. Everything was fine. We went for our training camp in Gold Coast and then World Champs 50 fly heats. Me and Noe Ponti tied first, 22.01 going to semis. So I was semi-final 2, lane 4.
Kind of remember, huh?
Yeah, kind of like a lot of pressure, you know.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to do well for my short course because I really feel like I'm better at short course rather than long course. And I think a bit of that pressure got to me, you know, like lane 4 is really heavy. Everyone's gunning for you. And I kind of screwed up the start. So I was just trying to book it back home. And on the finish, I wasn't really thinking about landing strong. And I think I kind of like awkward. Hyperextended and snapped. And that was the semi-final. I qualified 7th going into the final. So I made the final. I was happy about that, but I knew something was wrong with my hand. And so doing warm down, as I was pulling, I could literally feel it like just shaking.
What was the official diagnosis of the elbow injury?
Ligament tear.
Ligament tear.
Yeah.
UCL?
Yeah.
Wow.
But not full, I think. But enough that I could not hold water.
Yeah.
So that night went back, taped, massage, took a bunch of painkillers, woke up the next day, did the same thing, just showed up, went to the final and just equaled my PB again.
Wow.
So got 4th. Yeah, 4th in that meet, 4th in the world.
That's a testament to your mental strength.
Yeah.
Because like to have that and then still go
you gotta go
to
right?
the world's biggest stage in the A final.
I think
And
that's
then you
what,
still have to give it your all.
Yeah, I think that's
And
what
then tie in your PB.
I think that's what professionals should be.
Yeah.
Like
No matter what happens, you can still
we
pull
have
the
to
best
really,
out.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
to try to give the best with the hand that we're dealt.
Yeah.
And after that, after 2022, it was pretty tough because I didn't know that it was such a bad injury. So I just rested it for 2 weeks, went for my holidays. And when we started training again, it was painful, but it was okay.
Oh, so you didn't get an MRI or anything?
No, I didn't know it was like crazy at that time because we stopped training right after that thing. And eventually the diagnosis came back, and then I had tendonitis on top of that because the tendon has to take over the load of the missing ligament. And so that whole process was 20.
You had tendonitis in a different tendon in your elbow.
Yeah, same. Right here. This
Wow.
whole area was like screwed up.
Uh-huh.
So we just did a bunch of rehab. Shout out to Dex.
Yeah.
Dex and Gustavo. They really worked together to kind of find the best way for me to continue swimming at a high level to keep me in shape for Asian Games. So I didn't PB at Asian Games, but I did well enough to get a silver, which was a big relief for me. I just wanted to medal, honestly, at that point, because I knew I wasn't in form.
What was your time there?
23, 2 something.
That's not bad.
Not bad,
Yeah.
but 0.2 off, and you just know sometimes when you're not on form.
Yeah.
Just the feel of the water is
Yeah.
not good. So ever since then, I've just been trying to get it back. Even now, I can still, even on video analysis, my left hand is kind of like holding less water than my right, and using the EO, it proves that, right? So yeah, still trying to work on that, but at least now there's no pain. Yeah. So yeah, this is my swimming journey so far.
Well, I want to. We kind of skipped over your childhood
Childhood?
because you're very athletic. You're very intuitive. You have a high understanding of sport, and I want to get into that later too. But I want to know why you're so athletic. Like, what you said you played golf, you did water polo, but like, what else? What was your upbringing like? What was your childhood like? What were your parents like?
I think it was just a lot of time outdoors. My parents were really chill about studies, which is very uncommon in Singapore.
In Singapore, yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
an Asian parent.
I only had tuition for Chinese, and that was for a very short period. Other than that, everything else was sports or extracurricular activities.
So you played outside a lot, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Did you play a lot of organized sport?
No, a lot of individual sports,
Like
sailing, golf,
sailing. Wow.
triathlon, swimming,
Yeah.
individual. Yeah,
Anything else?
not much, but from a young age, my dad would take me out on Sundays to like wake up at 6 and go for like a 40 km cycle, just random.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then after that, go for a short run or like hikes. So very outdoorsy.
At what age did you specialize in swimming? I think that's such an interesting
19.
question. 19?
19.
19 years old.
Yeah.
You started specializing in swimming.
Yeah. So
You guys hear that? 19 your 8-year-old daughter doesn't need to be a junior Olympic champion to be successful in swimming.
I mean, it's not that it won't help, but I would say that I find that most of the young ones who do really well, they burn out.
They burn out, for sure. For sure.
It gets boring.
Yeah.
You need
They burn out or they get injured because they've only been swimming their whole life, right?
Correct.
And they've only been using the same muscles for doing the same motions over and over again, and that's how you get overuse injuries.
Yeah, correct. So I only specialized in 2017 when I joined the second year of army. Before that, I was just mucking around, playing different sports, but I was still pretty decent in swimming. Like I made world juniors.
You made World Juniors swimming how many times per week?
3 to 4.
Wow. That's crazy.
And then what else? CH. Basically, it's SEA Games, but for age groupers. Yeah.
And you did all this swimming 3 to 4 times a week and playing multiple sports, playing outside a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it kind of makes it more fun.
It makes it more fun, but it also sets you up for success in the future. You know?
I feel like in that moment, I didn't think about that.
No, you're just having fun.
right? It's just like
Just having fun
whatever,
as a kid.
yeah, whatever keeps you happy day to day would definitely give you the best performance in whatever you do.
Yeah, yeah. I still think that, I don't know what the ideal age is, but I feel like it's probably between, it probably depends on the individual, but it probably varies between 11 to 14 is kind of when you should start specializing. And before that, try to play as many different sports as possible or play outside. I think what like Sid and I, we did a bunch is we played outside every day. And I think
Yes.
that's where we developed our athleticism.
Yes.
You know?
So when you're a young kid, the amount of information you can soak up is
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah, you look at Rylan, right? Looks at, or even Emmy, learn
Yeah.
something new every day.
So quick. And if you don't expose them to enough things, there's nothing. You miss that period of learning.
Learning, yeah.
So you just have to expose as much things as you can to help them grow and help their neurons kind of like flourish.
Yeah.
Because if you only teach one thing when they're young, don't you think it's kind of like telling the brain, it's all right, we're only going to be learning a few things for the rest of our lives. Just have that kind of mental capacity.
Yeah.
But if you're throwing everything at them and they're trying to get better and trying to learn all these different things, it's kind of like telling the mind like, oh my goodness, for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to be dealing with so many changing environments.
Like
that
their bodies change too, and they
body
don't know how to deal with
changing,
it.
different people, different stimuluses. So, okay, my brain is going to be adapted for the future that if I need to learn a new skill, I still can. I'm not an old dog that can't learn new tricks.
Right. Yeah, that's where I think what's really like the other day we were in the gym and we're trying to teach, well, I can't do it, so I wasn't teaching, but we're trying to teach you the Chinese get up thing where you're laying on your back and then you flip up. You learned it in, I think it was like 6 tries.
Yeah.
It's on our season 2 episode 1. Go check it out there. But yeah, I asked Zen to try it. I just wanted to see if he can learn it. You did it. You failed maybe 3 or 4 times, and then on the 5th or 6th one, you were like, "Bah, you got it."
Yeah.
But I think you can only do that had you been playing multiple sports when you were a little kid. And I think the issue now with parents is like, because they see, their 8-year-old daughter is swimming with other 8-year-old kids, and they're all specializing. So if I'm not specializing, I'm gonna get left behind, right? But the issue is like they can't think long term, and they're not willing to sacrifice the gains. They don't want to get beat now, right? Like if I don't go to practice every day, the 8-year-old, of course, they're gonna surpass them, and they can't accept that and go play other things for the so that they can develop long term. Because when they do other things, then you're setting up yourself for potential when you're 21 years old. Not when you're, who cares? What good does it do you to freaking win at your local age group championship meet when you're 9,
I think there are just two sides to this, right? Like some parents, they want that early achievements to help them succeed in terms of not the future for swimming, but getting into a university, getting scholarships. So that's one route to take it, right? So if they're truly focused on that.
But even then, like when you're 9, you can still do other sports and then get a scholarship when you're 16, 17. You know what I mean? Like I think people can't think more than 6 months ahead of time.
That's true. One thing I just thought of. So maybe the problem is that the kids aren't fueled enough for enough activities. So for example, if I was a parent of a young kid, I want him to specialize, but at the same time, I also want him to play other sports. But somehow every time after practice or soccer practice or another sport, he can't do anything in the pool, right? He's too tired. And he's always complaining that he doesn't want to do it because he's tired. Maybe the thing is that the parents aren't fueling the kids right, giving them enough rest, because there's no reason why a 9-year-old to 12-year-old doesn't
Should
have
be
enough.
tired. It's crazy.
After a 20-minute nap, bread, peanut butter, they're ready to go, right?
Is that all you need?
I mean, that's all the
Bread
kid
and
needs. Yeah.
bread and peanut butter.
Like, or like a glass of Coke. But fuel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that is a bit of a
I think it's
lapse.
that and over scheduling the kid. Because they go to school all day, right? They come home from school, then they have SAT class, and then after SAT class, they have to do go to sport practice, and after sport practice, it's homework.
Yeah.
And by the time all that's done, like all their drive is gone.
So you talk about the bucket system, about how you have a limited amount of water.
All right, we're back. We had some technical difficulties. The entire system shut down randomly. We had to run to Target, run back home, get some equipment, but we're back. And we were talking about the bucket system, Zen.
I think I was about to say how kids' attention spans, they're like the bucket system. You have only a finite amount of attention a day, so parents need to be very wary about where they are allowing the kids' attentions to be. If you're really looking for a high performance athlete, even at a youth stage, who is playing many different sports, then something's got to give, right? Maybe less screen time. I mean, TikTok takes up a lot of dopamine, right?
Yeah.
And dopamine is the main driver of
Motivation.
exactly. So maybe they're not burnt out. Maybe they just don't have enough dopamine. They need a dopamine reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? The crazy part is like these kids that we coach, they're always like, oh, I can't train because I have too much homework or whatever. And then I say, are you sure? And I pull up your screen time. They pull up their screen time. It's always like 6 hours, 8 hours. I'm like, that's a full-time job. That's a full-time job. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So like by the time, and I've read studies about it because I was making a Instagram post, but like about how motivation and dopamine drops when your phone usage is greater than X amount of hours or whatever. So that makes sense.
Yes. When I cut out Instagram and any form of social media, I kind of feel like I wake up feeling better.
You're more fresh.
You're more fresh. Probably why all the top athletes, Caleb, Cam, they all delete their social media
Before
major meets, like at least a week out.
So what we should do is recommend, I bet you in 20, 30 years from now, it's going to be, phone usage is going to be like cigarette use. It's going to be to a point where if you're using your phone, like right now, using your phone at a meet is pretty normal, but maybe in 20, 30 years from now, it's like, it's going to be looked at like you're smoking a cigarette right before you race a 50 freestyle. What are you doing? You're on Instagram? You have the 50 free in 10 minutes. What are you doing?
You think so?
Maybe we find new research that's 10 minutes of Instagram use decreases your dopamine by X%. And I'm making this up, by the way.
Yeah.
But maybe we learn how detrimental this thing is. And in 10 years, it's like we find out it's just because back in the day when you had melancholy, they used to call it melancholy. When you get sad, they're like, oh, just go have a cigarette. And that's what doctors used to prescribe cigarette smoking if you got sad, if you got melancholy.
Okay.
So maybe, times when you get more research, you find out more about it. And now we know that, cell phone use is actually terrible. Maybe that's going to be the case in 10 years. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think so. Because people know that with research, people know that fast food's bad for you, processed food's bad for you. A lot of things are bad for you. But
we still do it.
Yeah. You still do it. And there is no way that the big tech companies that are ruling the world right now are going to allow you to kind of ban phones.
Yeah.
If you're Google, if you're Meta, Tesla.
No way.
No
We're
way.
only going to get more integrated into this.
Yeah.
I want to talk more about, I want to go back to your childhood because I still think there's more to unpack. In terms of so you've been with us for a month now, right? You've been doing the training camp here in California.
Yep.
So I guess we should tell everybody. Zen's been here for a month-long training camp in California in preparation for the World Cups coming up next month. The 3 stops in the U.S. and Canada. And in working with you, I think I've worked with a ton of athletes now, but you're one of the most autonomous athletes I've ever worked with. You don't need a whole, I can kind of just chill, not do anything. I don't have to tell you anything. And you kind of do your own thing, which I enjoy because I don't have to babysit you because I'm lazy. But you just, Like, okay, I'm gonna hit external rotation in this plane and this plane and this plane. Like, all this stuff. Where did this like autonomous person come from?
I think it was never. I didn't have it when I was young.
You didn't have it.
No, I think it was developed over the past maybe 3 to 4 years, especially after my injury. So I had to learn a lot more about how I'm going to take care of myself. And also my physiotherapist, Dex, right? He runs a business back in Singapore, right? He doesn't have...
AI.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Shout out AI.
Athletic Inc. He doesn't have 100 hours a week to focus on me, right? That's not his main goal. His main job, I mean, although he loves it and he's passionate, but he can't dedicate all his time to me. So he has to see other clients, right? So what I did, I think along the way was I realized I just have to keep asking until I can learn as much as I can from him, such that when he does prescribe, I understand what he's trying to do to my body.
Yeah.
And then after that, I can, if I feel I've adapted enough, ask for a new stimulus.
I've also noticed this is you're telling Linking about this the other day about his MRI, how he needs to be proactive. You're also very, you have a lot of self-agency, like my success is up to me. It's all dependent on me. Like I can't blame anyone else. I think you have this, and it's kind of sometimes rare to find in athletes where like the athlete fully takes 100% responsibility for their own actions. And I feel like you have that. Like you were saying, like you understood that Dex has to see all these other people. So I can't fully rely on Dex, but you took ownership of learning about external rotation and learning about the elbow and stuff.
Yeah.
Was this self-agency something, because before your elbow injury, you already had this. You must have had this, right? Does that come from your parents, or does that come from just from you, or where do you think that comes from?
I think it's kind of my childhood. I'm the only child, right? So kind of have to do everything by yourself. Learn how to navigate the world by yourself. If you need any help, ask the adults, but they have work, so they're only just gonna give you the right. They're gonna give you the guiding paths. They're gonna tell you the general ideas, but you have to fill in the gaps for yourself. So maybe that's how it translated to my swimming career. And also, I'm 28, right? If you're not kind of trying to mature and learn more about yourself and take ownership, then it's gonna have a hard time in life. Just trying to, if you don't end up where you want to be, then you're gonna end up blaming other people, and I think that's the worst. It's fine to blame yourself, but when you blame other people, it's so bad, because like
it's bad because you also cast power outside of you. You're casting power to the, like, it's out of my control. I'm the victim here. I don't have any power. Then if you say that, then there's no actions that you can take in order to make your own life better.
Correct. So many of the young kids I coach back in AI, like, they always come to me with the same problems probably that your kids face. They always, I have too much homework, I need to do well in school, and I kind of sit down with them and go through their life and really get them to, break free from that thinking that life is happening to me. Like, oh, I'm having this. Instead, change it to see it as, oh, I can do this. I am doing this now. I choose to allocate my time and attention in this way. Yeah. And it's all right to fall off once in a while, sleep late, go out with friends, or scroll and sleep 30 minutes. Yeah, doom scroll and sleep 30 minutes less. But if you're constantly having that at the back of your head, marginally over the course of the next 6 years, if you're training from 12 to 18, it will help you more than someone who's just like, go home, scroll, sleep, wake up, tired, never mind, go training. Yeah. Like just numb. Yeah. Numb. Yeah. Numb from the... You want to... It's funny, it's like you think most of the adults are numb, right? They're like in the rat race and stuff, but these kids who are going to school, trying to do swimming, can do college, trying to get good jobs, they're already the start of in the rat
in
race.
the rat race.
So they're
How do you break out of that?
guide. You need guide. Yeah, you need a nice guide. Can be your parents, can be a positive friend, can be a mentor.
Because I feel like you like speaking of rat races, Singapore is like the number one country to be in a rat race, right? You're just another cog in the wheel, like we were talking about in the car earlier.
Correct.
How did you come out of that?
I'm still in it. We're all still in it, right?
Yeah, but you're here in America training.
Yeah.
You're a quote unquote professional athlete, and sport is not very popular. Like sport as a career is not very popular in Singapore.
No,
you know,
it's
it's
not.
almost like taboo.
Yeah, you have
in
to.
Singapore.
You have to be at least SEA Games champion to ever think about chasing a career, which I think is fair because it's the same here in America, right? You need to be at least in D1 playing football or swimming and then ever consider moving pro. So I think it's the same thing. It's just that in Singapore, the population is just less. So the opportunity is less. Less people watch swimming. Less people are invested. So the attention is less. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like because the population in the United States is so much. So even if I take 10% of the population who likes sports versus 10% in Singapore, it's a whole different ballgame of money, eyes on you, attention, right? So it's a numbers game basically for sports. About breaking out of the rat race for the kids, I wouldn't say it's very important for you to get out of the rat race. I think it's more important for you to realize that you are
in the race. Yeah.
And then you can kind of navigate your life in the way that you want to rather than be part of the pack.
Right.
Oh, I need to get married here. I need to get into college here. If I don't do these things, I'm going to fall behind. And it's very, very easy to say these kind of things, listen to it online, you know, like motivational quotes. And you have a ton of speakers out there telling you all these things. It's a whole different ball game. Telling it to yourself and executing it.
Yeah.
When
taking ownership.
9 out of if you have 10 friends, all of them are doing the same thing. They're in corporate. They go drink Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and then they start work on Monday. They're asking you to go out. Why can't you meet your school friends? They're all on that same path, getting married, and then every year they ask me when are they gonna see me, and I'm at meets. I can't go out late, you know. So you have to like really have that kind of self-control, and I would say that's probably because I was the only child. I'm used to being a solitary, lone wolf. I can be alone.
But you're also very disciplined. I've seen you. You didn't order the French fries at In-N-Out.
But I had a taste.
You had one bite.
I had a bite.
You had one bite.
Because you made it look so good.
I was crunching on it.
No, discipline. I feel from a young age, discipline has come in very different forms, especially in Singapore. You know, you go to school, you wake up, you got uniform. You know, in I don't know about in US. You guys need to wear uniforms? No, right?
Some schools, yeah.
Yeah, but most schools is like home clothes, just wear long shoes and a nice top, right? In Singapore, all is uniform.
Everybody.
Yeah. Right.
But to me, that's not discipline. That's just following rules. Like discipline to me is like when you don't want to do something, you do it anyways because you know it's going to get you further to your goal. That's discipline.
When you don't want to do something, but you do it anyway.
Right? It's 6 a.m. You don't want to go to swim practice, but you do it anyways because you feel like that it's going to get you closer to your goals. That's discipline to me. Wearing uniform is someone's making you do it, so you just do it. I don't think that's actually discipline.
But I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but you have to do it, otherwise you're going to get kicked out. I think discipline is when you have the opportunity to not do it. You know?
I see.
You have the opportunity to eat the chocolate bar, but you don't do it. That's discipline. When you have the option, but you do the right thing anyways.
Okay, I get what you mean. So I think I try to organize myself in environments that allow me to have no discipline.
Wait, what? No discipline.
Because in a nutshell, discipline is a hard thing to do, right?
Yeah.
It requires
Oh,
self-control.
I see. So you're building a system around you that where everything's so easy that you just follow the thing. Like your house doesn't have any French fries or chocolate bars.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
So
always
if
systems
you
over
only
everything.
shop at Whole Foods, then
Do
you
you
know
have Whole Foods in Singapore?
no. But you know what I mean. If you only shop at Whole Foods, then naturally everything in your fridge and everything won't have all those bad processed stuff.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with your environment. If you're feeling like I'm a really disciplined person, I'm like good for you.
Yeah.
You have a lot of self-control, but like you do realize that every time you do something that you don't want to do or it's hard, it eats away at you.
Yeah. It
Subconscious.
takes energy.
Right, it takes energy. Why not build a
System around you, then take the mental energy the first time to set up a system and environment in which you can be successful.
correct.
Yeah.
So, like for example, warming up, right? If you have, I know there are some teams that the moment you get to the pool, you just get in.
Jump right in. Yeah.
7:15, you're in,
Yeah.
right? If you're late, you're late. You just jump in late.
Yeah.
But with you guys, with Gus, you guys allow me to take my time to warm
Pre-pool,
up, right?
yeah.
Pre-pool, so I don't have to think about going like rushing.
Yeah.
I can do my own thing.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing in the morning, right? So I don't have to add extra mind or willpower to my training.
Right.
So I'm
It's already built into the system.
Correct.
Yeah. I always tell our athletes it's we get there at 7:15, but it's really 7:30. I just say 7:15 so we have time to warm up, chit chat, and then no one's stressed about getting in on time, and that's why
Yeah.
I do the 7:15. I noticed when we were in Singapore, when I first went to AI, when we were hanging out, right? You started doing a bunch of different exercises, and I noticed that a crazy amount of, like, I think you might know more exercises than I do, or you just know how to invent exercises really well. Is that self-taught, or did you learn it from Dex, or it's like your ADHD, or
Maybe all three.
Yeah.
I think one of it.
because you know a lot about exercise and training and physiology,
Yes.
and like I feel like you'd make a really good coach.
Yeah, I think one of it is that I have a good understanding of my own body. So then when I do the exercise, I can feel what is the exercise doing to my body.
Yeah.
And then by doing that, with that mind-muscle connection, I can understand that, okay, if I want to change it to something else, all I have to do is like change the angle, change the type of load,
Yeah.
change the duration, the intensity. Yeah. After a while, it becomes pretty natural. And I think one of the things is that I have time to think, right? In Singapore, if I'm running from job to swimming, to job to swimming, I don't have time to laze in the gym for 15 minutes after, hang on a bar and feel how my scapula feels, right? Like, let's take, for example, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Sometimes on power sets, previously for the past few weeks, he's left early, even though he doesn't want to,
Because he has a job.
because he has a job.
Yeah.
Or,
guy.
or like Nico,
Yeah.
he rushes gym
Right.
because
Because he has to get back to his job. Yeah.
right. So all this time, what if they didn't have that? Maybe they would be spending more time in the gym. And what else is there to do in the gym other than discover how your body works?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just time.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, a lot of really good athletes make terrible coaches because they're so good that they don't understand what makes them good. And so they just tell, like, when I've seen really good athletes do this, they tell an athlete, just do this, just do that. But I feel like you're able to, I think one of your bigger skills is empathy. I feel like you can empathize with other people very, like you can really, like you're talking about with Dex, like you were empathetic enough to understand that, okay, Dex has 100 clients. I'm just one of 100. Therefore I must take care of myself. That's empathy. A lot of people, they can't do that. Like I have people that come up to me and act like I'm they're my only athlete, and I should, well, I try to give my 100% to every athlete, but like I have people or parents that come up to me and they just assume that I'm the only person that I work with, and they have no empathy. But I feel like you have empathy. I forgot where I was going with all this, but I think that empathy is what helps you translate your understanding of physiology and sport into other people. Like I've seen you coach Calvin, I've seen you coach, Santo, and all these other guys about feeling and stuff, which I think is really cool too.
I think one of the things why I'm like that is because I think there's no such thing as talent.
No such thing as what?
Talent. Yeah, in my head, like everyone sucks.
Really?
Yeah, in my head, everyone sucks, and they've just found ways to become better. In my own view of myself is that I'm not even good.
You're not talented.
I'm not.
Then how did you get so good?
I'm not good.
But you're what are you? You're SEA Games gold medalist, Asian Games silver medalist.
What's that, bro? There's nothing.
That's nothing. Yeah.
There's nothing like what world champs. There's nothing like everyone can look at themselves and always think that they are trash, because you can always be better.
Mm-hmm.
If you always think that you're the GOAT,
Mm-hmm.
then like, bro,
How do you view yourself?
just a dude. Yeah, just a guy, Asian,
Yeah.
175 cm, just trying to live some life, be happy.
Is that a big part of your identity, being Asian?
No.
No. Yeah, it's whatever.
But I like Japanese food. But yeah, I think I really enjoy having fun with people.
Yeah.
Like just like chilling, talking, training, going to do things.
Yeah.
And
That's one of your other greatest skill sets is you're very positive. And you're all about having a good time and not having a bad time.
yeah.
Because like earlier we've been having trouble getting our gym established, and I've been having life has been not been kind to me lately. And you were like, it's okay, you're alive. Just live. Your kids are alive, your wife is alive. Just
Right.
enjoy it.
So I like to view it this way. I don't know how I arrived to this, but life is always going to be throwing you obstacles, no matter who you are, right? Even if you're super rich, you're going to have a problem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even if you have the best family in the world, one of the kids, they're going to fall sick eventually, unless like you're a bunch of line of code, right? But we're not. We're humans,
Yeah.
right? So the only way I see what you're going to do about it is two things. You can, one, either think that it's really bad, or two, like just be like, it's all right, I can move on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you do the former, it can affect you.
Yeah.
But if you do the latter, it may not change anything about it, but one thing for sure, it could have a positive effect on your mental state, right? So you should definitely choose to be positive 100% of the time.
Right.
There's no reason for you. There's no
You don't gain anything.
you don't gain any benefit from being negative.
Right. But you might gain something out of being positive.
Exactly.
Right.
So
and
always,
your mental state
yeah,
too.
you should always take that chance on being positive.
Yeah. I want to dive more into your actual, like, I think people want to know like your actual swimming. We've been talking a lot about like philosophy and I want to talk more about like, cause I think you have very interesting, like I've already learned about swimming from you, just from talking. I want to go over like what kind of training you were doing in each stage of your life. Like I want to go like, what were you doing when you're 8? What were you doing when you're 9? Maybe not every single year, but like, can you give me the gist of like what kind of training you were doing early years, what kind of training you were doing before you won SEA Games gold, and then what are you doing right now?
So from, let's just say 14 to 18.
Okay.
So 14 to 18, I hated aerobic work.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I would train, Gary would allow me to just skip all the aerobic work sets, and we would just talk. So mainly most of the sets I would do is just,
That might have saved your career.
right? All the sprint sets. That's all I did. Like 650s lactate. That's it. I just was doing
What's
that.
650s lactate for you?
650s like
On three?
on
3 minutes?
yeah.
4 minutes?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to army. Then I had that 1 year period where I trained with a small club where I did mostly sprint training too, and gym once a week. Then when I went into the national training program under Gary, it was more or less the same, but we experimented with increasing the volume.
The volume of your sprint
No,
training.
volume of just my general swimming.
Uh-huh.
And I think one thing we overlooked was that I didn't have a really good base growing up, so my shoulders couldn't take the amount of volume of repetitions, and I started to have a lot of shoulder injuries. But we worked a lot with Dex to fix that, and then just nice Gus came and then brought that whole like Brazilian resistance training into my life.
What is that? What is the Brazilian resistance
Basically,
training?
instead of destro, he just uses a shit ton of parachutes, like 2 blue parachutes, or like a progression would be 2 blue and a yellow parachute with big paddles, underwater stroke. You take out 1 blue parachute, you go faster. You take out the next blue parachute, you're left with another yellow parachute. You sprint. You take out that parachute. You dive 25, and then after that you do an overspeed. So it's decreasing resistance, increasing speed. So taking,
very similar to what we do.
taking a lot of the philosophies that we do on dry land into the pool.
Just
So-
like French contrast.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it worked really well for me in 2022. Dropped a lot of time and
From doing the resistance work.
from doing. But you see, the thing is, I never view it as because I did that. That's why. I always pay like homage to what I did previously. If not,
Interesting.
I would never ever be able to get to that stage, right? A lot of people reach a stage. So let's say, for example, 3 months, they train really well, they do a good meet, and then that's all they see. The eyes are just focused on, oh my gosh, this is the 3 months that made me who I am.
It's recency bias. Yeah.
But they forget that
Yeah.
the only reason why you're there is because of where you were.
Where before.
So you need to
Yeah.
always consider what you were doing. And sometimes it's hard for me to always keep doing the things that you were doing, even though you found something new.
To make sure you go back to what made you successful
Correct.
previously. So that means if Zen swims fast at the World Cups, it has nothing to do with ASP.
It has some part.
it has nothing,
It has
because
some
according to
part.
Zen's philosophy, it's all about what you were doing in the past. So
It is a past. You guys are part of my past, right? When I go to the World Cups.
yeah, I guess. But that's like, say you break the world record, right? It's not ASP. It's because what you did with Gus and
correct.
all
What
that. Yeah.
Dax, Gus, Gary, you guys.
Right.
Right.
It's a culmination of
You can't
everything.
get the cherry on top without the sundae below.
Wow. That's a bar. So make that into a reel.
But
Wow.
right?
I've never heard that one. Yeah. okay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So it's not, so basically your whole swimming career, you only did sprint training, and then Gus came along, and then you did resisted training, and then you're an elite sprinter, right? So like all the old sayings about, oh, you have to build aerobic base when you're a kid and do this and that, and then you start specializing later in sprinting. You don't agree with any of that then?
Okay. So let's say I want to build the perfect sprinter, or let's say the perfect swimmer.
Okay.
You would need good aerobic, good anaerobic capacities, right?
But you didn't have a good aerobic capacity.
I wish I did.
You think it would help you?
Yeah.
You think a good aerobic capacity would help you swim a 22.5 in the 50 fly?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, tell me more.
Aerobic capacity will help you to recover faster between your anaerobic sets. So if you don't have a good aerobic capacity, you're gonna have to take at least, let's say you do a really, really hard set and then a really, really hard gym. The chances that you're in that top 1% that can recover within 1 day is very low, right? So you're gonna need more time. And if on top of that your aerobic capacity is low, then you're gonna have trouble doing the recovery set the next day and so imagine you do something really hard on Monday. your next goal is to do something really hard on Thursday,
Yep.
but you can't execute Tuesday and Wednesday set properly, because if I ask you to do 6 100s on while holding 110 to 120 beats per minute, which is supposed to be aerobic, but you're so bad at swimming that you can't do that, then you're gonna be in that zone that is tiring you out non-stop, right?
So how would you, because you were telling me with Santi the other day when Santi was dying doing
Exactly.
the 6 100s, you mentioned like training his endurance not through like traditional 6 100 color stuff, but
Yeah.
by doing it by, repeat 100 pace stuff, right? So like when you say improve aerobic capacity, how would you improve, like if you're a coach, how would you improve someone's aerobic capacity?
So I like to use kick. Kick can improve aerobic capacity because the muscles in the legs and core are bigger without stressing the shoulder joint. And most swimmers' injuries come from the shoulder, other than maybe breaststrokers, which have hip problems
And knees.
and knees, right? So maybe if I were to be a coach and train the kids, kick, but not for the sake of trying to kick fast. Use the kick to build the base.
So you're talking about like zone 2 kicking.
Yeah.
Just chill, social kicking.
Kick, and then increase the resistance. At zone 2, can you maintain this power output? It's basically trying to train a bunch of Tour de France,
Yeah.
but in the pool,
Yeah.
right? If you're thinking of increasing aerobic base,
Yeah.
because the Tour de France people are aerobic beasts. So if you use their same thing but put it in the pool, it's basically, okay, you can do this for 30 minutes straight. Can you do this same thing with 30 minutes straight with just a little bit more of incline? But
Right.
incline in the pool is just more resistance.
Resistance. Yeah. Yeah. I've always thought, because when swim coaches say increase your aerobic base or whatever, I've always thought, yes, you're increasing your aerobic base, but you're also doing skill acquisition, right? And because like right now, like the sprinting, short training is like, it's all the hype right now. But we can't like you were saying, we can't disregard what has been successful for the past 50 years. Like people have swam 21.8 swimming. Like Gary Hall Jr. swam. He was swimming like 5, 6, 7. I talked to him the other day. He was swimming like 5, 6, 7K a day, and still swam what? 20, where did he go? 21.8 or something. I don't know the time, but so then the next logical question becomes, how did these people become successful while doing so much volume? It's because when they were doing the volume, they were able to acquire the skill to become efficient at doing whatever task that they were doing.
Yeah.
And so I think when people say build the base, it's not just metabolic, it's also efficiency, So like if you were a coach and you were saying, hey, I want to build a base with kicking, how would you go about the skill acquisition? Because you can't acquire skill just kicking, How would you approach the skill acquisition phase of an athlete's training?
For swimming?
For swimming.
For like sprinting or
Yeah,
anything?
for sprinting.
Well, first of all, if I were to create a plan, it would I would make sure that the shoulders and the spinal mobility is there first. I'm not gonna.
That's the prerequisite.
Yeah, it's like to get into the Indian army, you need to be above a certain height.
Really?
Yeah, they measure you because. If
Do you know this because you couldn't get in?
No. I knew this from reels, bro. Doom scrolling. Yeah, you get some information from it too, man. So basically, I would make sure that all the kids that come to me, I have already more or less a certain amount of ER,
Mobility, yeah.
and mobility in their spine. If not, the base that I have to work with is not gonna stick because their technique is all gonna be wrong because they don't have the range and strength to get into the technique. One of the biggest things for me is why I love dry land so much into swimming is because a lot of coaches, they're always like high elbow, do the high elbow.
But you have no IR.
Yeah, the kid is just like, okay, I try. And my arm is like dropping like that and the elbow is like this. And then the coach is yelling at him and he's like, but I'm trying. Bro,
Yeah. Meanwhile, he has 10 degrees of internal rotation. Right. You're never going to get into a high elbow catch.
Unless he's like super diligent. He's like, oh, coach wanted me to get into this position. I go home, I research. How do I get into this shape? Okay, I do the exercises myself. Which 8 to 12-year-old has that much like,
I was thinking about that
okay,
when I was a kid.
you're just the goat, right? You're just the goat. But most kids,
Yeah.
especially in Singapore where they're just hand-fed everything, right?
Right.
Tuition, books, everything. Do this.
Yeah.
Just follow me.
Yeah.
Right, so you need good coaches who understand the sport to bring it to the next level. And for me, definitely, I want to see a body that is able to move well, accept different stimuluses. Then I would focus on specific training.
Yeah.
If you can't even do the basics, then it's very difficult for you to pursue higher
Potential.
levels. Yeah, potential.
Yeah, that's basically my whole training philosophy is find the easiest low hanging fruit 1st. What is the rate limiter keeping this guy from getting to the next level? Attack that first. Once you clear that out of the way, you find the next rate limiter. What's the next lowest hanging fruit? And then you just keep picking the fruits off the tree until you have no more low hanging fruit. I want to talk about your start. You have one of the best starts in the world, right?
Yeah.
Your best time to 15 is 5.0. I think the only other fastest person is Caleb at 4.8.
Caleb, Ben Proud, we're all up there.
Has Ben been 4.9?
5-0,
5-0.
4-9.
So Ben Proud's been 5.0. Cam's been 5.0.
Like best top 10 of all time.
You're the GOAT of time to 15.
Yeah.
If they should shorten the Olympic races to 20 meters, you might be a gold medalist.
25. I'll take the 25.
You think if the 25 meter fly was an event, would you be an Olympic gold medalist? Probably, huh?
At least a medalist.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like watching you do your start, it's like you're like, holy.
Because I
that
feel
body's actually moving that fast.
I have very. I don't know what that system is called. It's like, you know, when you sprint for the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, your ATP PC. Yeah,
I'm naturally gifted with that.
Yeah,
and after the first 10 seconds, that's why I can go yesterday 9-0 to the wall.
Yeah.
Yesterday
Zen did a 50 fly short course and he was 9-0 to the first 25.
So generally over my course of the career, every time I will be at least top 3 to the first 25. And then just it fades off. Yeah.
So you think it's just, you said you don't believe in talent, but this is talent. No?
That's not talent.
What is it?
It's DNA, bro.
That's talent.
No.
DNA is talent, man. Well, I guess it depends on how you define talent. What is talent?
I feel like sometimes people just think that talent is like, oh my God, no matter what this guy does, he's just going to be good.
Yeah, that's you to time to 15.
No. If I don't do a velocity-based training, if I just keep going on 42 km walks every day for the next 2 months,
you will kill it.
I won't be able to dive as fast as what I'm doing now because I'm not training my body to execute high velocity stuff.
Okay, we're getting off topic on that, but I want to talk like, what are you when you're on the block? What are you thinking about when you bend over? You grab the block. What are you thinking about? What's your execution like?
I think I'm just thinking about loading the body.
Where?
Back leg, arms, and a bit of the front hamstring, like a little bit like a spring, like a.
When you say load your back leg, you're loading your back foot, is what you're thinking about. So all your pressure's on your back foot.
Not all. Almost maybe 50-50.
Okay.
But in terms of weight, I feel it here on the back leg, on the calf.
What's here? That's your front leg? Your left leg's your front leg?
Left leg's back leg.
Is your back leg?
Back leg, calf, just a bit of that stretch. And front leg hamstring. And a lot of tension in the hands.
How are you feeling tension in your hands?
It's like in between a full isometric like pull and
relaxed. You're about half.
I would say I'm like 30%.
Which way are you isometrically contracting? Back, like, are you pulling, like the force vector? Is it going backwards into the block, or are you pulling down into the block?
Down and back. So diagonal.
Down and back.
Yeah. It's because the first motion I want is to go forward and down.
Mm-hmm. Forward and down.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So that if you were to imagine the start in the hip position, where the hip is,
Mm-hmm.
you want your hip to dip down so that it can get into a nice position for you to push off with your front leg. You cannot have your hip going up, because if your hip goes up, you won't have enough knee bend in the front leg to push forward. You'll be pushing up.
So the first thing you're thinking about is dropping your hips,
I don't think about it.
but it happens.
It happens because I use the hands. Yeah.
And that's just, you noticed your hips drop first when you slow. I need to watch your
In slow-mo?
video of
Yeah.
your start. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never thought of. Okay, and then so you're slightly tensed on the block. You load your back foot. You load your hamstring a little bit, and then that's all you're thinking about when you're on the block.
Yeah, and the front leg, make sure that the toes are kind of like
Curled. Yeah. Okay. You know, Christian Golomeyev doesn't curl his toes. I don't know. Anyways. And then, so gun goes off, and then what?
At this point, it's just go.
Okay.
Yeah, just, I don't know. It's natural.
It's natural.
It just happens.
You just go 5.0 to the 15 natural.
Not all the time, but like I try. But I think one of the most important things is a lot of people are trying to get really, really good and nice looking starts, which is the problem. You don't need the nicest looking start. You don't need that like perfect
I was thinking about this yesterday.
line. Like,
Yeah. People want to look cool in the air, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, people want to look really cool in the air.
Yeah.
You need to look really good underwater. So one of the things that helped me improve my dive a lot was that back in Singapore, when we train every Wednesday, set up by Gary and Gus, we would do underwater camera work. And we will always see the entry. Because it doesn't matter how you look. Okay, of course it matters a bit, but majority of the thing that helps you bring the speed is the entry.
So when you do the underwater camera work, what are you looking at?
We're
in the
looking
entry?
at, are you changing direction well enough?
What is well enough?
Well means that you end up at the right depth for that when you start your underwater kicks with the right kick count, you break out well. Right? Because if you dive high and you go in with a lot of speed, you end up deep. And then you might have a lot of speed at the first part. By the end, your last like 2 meters, you're going to be really deep and then you have to compensate. So it's like finding that balance.
How did you find that balance?
Being coached, timed, feeling it, watching the videos over and over again. And I think one of the most important things is very overlooked is that the guys who are really strong and heavy, they carry a lot of momentum.
Manadu.
Yeah. But the best ones, they know how to wait.
Yeah.
They know how to wait and they know how to time, and the amplitude of their first and second kick all fits really well into the line to translate speed into the breakout. The ones that don't do it well, the moment they hit the water, they start kicking. And if you look at it underwater, all you kick is air.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of bubbles when you enter the water.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things that I changed. We worked a lot about it because it's really hard on competition day for you to go in there, dive, and wait.
Yeah.
It's so hard. You need to be in that like state where you're like,
you're so excited to go.
Yeah, you're always like, I want to race. So the moment you hit the water, you're like, you know? But you need to find that place where I need to feel comfortable doing the things that make me swim fast. Sometimes, even like, actually no. For me, even now, the things that make me swim fast don't feel right. This is one of the things that Gus used to teach me.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes, bro, I don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this about how you feel in the water. If this is getting you faster, just do it.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
You can feel bad.
How do you decide when to start kicking? Do you have a method?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
at this point, it's by feel.
It's so intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Exactly when.
Yeah, I know generally when. Okay, the worst is if you kick too early.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to kick late
Yeah.
because.
You're just chilling there in streamline.
Oh, okay.
That's why were you there that day
Yes,
when
I
I
did, I did,
designed
I did.
that drill?
Start kicking early.
Yeah.
Kick late, and then find a medium.
Yeah, so I don't know if I invented it, but on the other day we did a drill where it was 3 starts, descend 1 to 3, where you start kicking really or too early, so you dive in, start kicking right away. The second set of 3, you start the kick way too late, and then descend 1 to 3, and then the last 3 was like the Goldilocks one, where you try to find the imbalance, the in between one.
Yeah.
Because I always say I'm a lazy coach and I want to coach without coaching. So I want to figure out how do I set up an environment where the athlete figures out the timing on their own. Because I don't want to tell them, do it now. I
Yeah.
just want the athlete to figure out. And the way I have them figure it out is 1, descend 1 to 3 so they can feel the different effort. And then 2, you time it and the athlete learns, oh, when I do it like that, it's actually a 5.6. When I do it like this, it's a 5.8. So I'm just always trying to like create an environment in which the athlete gets as many feedback loops as possible,
Okay.
as quickly as possible.
So with that kind of training, if we tie it back to what we discussed in the earlier part of the podcast, it will be very important for the kid to be having a lot of energy and attention span.
Yeah.
That kind of training only works with a kid who's willing to
High
learn
energy.
and high energy,
Yeah.
because then the feedback comes. They're like, oh, okay, I can do this. If you're tired, they just go through.
They're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So the feedback loop isn't completing the loop.
Yeah.
It's
So
not.
I think that's the trouble you find, and the why you dislike so much coaching young kids.
Yeah. Because you have to tell them every time.
Yeah, generally I think you love coaching.
Yeah.
I think it's just that the type of people you're coaching is not the right one that fits into the way that you coach.
Yeah.
So if you are going to coach young kids, maybe like you need the parents to agree to a certain kind of like level and standard that they're bringing their kid to you.
Yeah.
Like, can you please allow your kid to sleep? Can you feed him a bit?
Not just chicken
Yeah.
nuggets from McDonald's every day.
Yeah, no Chick-fil-A drive-through. Like, feed him well so that he arrives with like a good attitude, a good mood, willing to learn.
Right.
Even if it's training 3 times a week, you gain more training 3 times a week with that kind of intuitive learning than 10 or 7 of.
Just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other day when we were talking, you talked to me something that I never thought of in underwater kicking. You said that you actually internally rotate, externally rotate, internally rotate.
No, I don't do it on purpose. It just happens.
Didn't you say you were actively thinking about doing that
At the
with your
start.
dolphin kick?
Now I don't. And then when I watched the video of the most recent one, I'm like, whoa, I'm doing that.
Yeah. I noticed that. So initially you taught yourself when you're doing the underwater kick to internally rotate means to bring your thighs internally rotated.
Yeah, bring your knees closer.
You bring your knees closer, and then as you kick, you're thinking about kicking and sweeping out.
I think the most important is the internal, because I'm trying to get as much surface area onto my feet. Because if your feet...
You're increasing the ROM of each kick.
Correct. If your feet are straight, you roll... Okay, a small drill for anyone out there if they want to know. You just go to the edge of the pool, you sit down, you keep your ankle really tight and point your toes straight, right, in line with your foot, and you kick once and you feel the amount of water you're putting. Then you keep your ankle relaxed and then put it to the side where you internally rotate your ankle and then push. You'll realize that you have a bigger surface area to push with the second way.
Yeah.
So I realized that, and then when you incorporate it into the underwater kick, it really helps.
Yeah, that's a really easy way to practice too and feel. All you have to do is sit on the edge and then try it.
Yeah.
And you can do it with both flutter kick and dolphin kick, right?
Yeah, I'm way better with
Dolphin. That makes sense.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah, even just thinking about it right now, it would be hard to just internally rotate just one. You're not thinking about that during flutter kick?
No.
Just dolphin.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so now we've talked about when the timing of the kick. We talked about the underwaters. Are you thinking about anything specific for the breakout?
I'm still trying to perfect my breakout.
For fly and free.
For fly
It's different.
and free.
Yeah.
Mainly fly, I'm trying to really dive into how I can translate my underwater speed into my swimming speed better.
What are you working on right now?
Right now I'm trying to think about holding more water and not starting to kick the first 2 kicks too big.
That's what we did yesterday.
Yeah, trying to learn from who's the butterfly who just won, Maxime Gousset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does it really well. And Caleb, I watched his breakouts. They understand how they transfer the speed from the underwater into the swimming really well, and they keep that swimming speed, and it allows them to get into a nice body position that transfers into the 3rd, 4th, 5th stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm having trouble doing, like, if I'm in the race, I think the first stroke's too quick.
You get too excited.
Yeah, I get too excited and
Yeah.
I lose the speed. And in swimming, once you lose the speed, you don't gain it back.
Right.
You gotta start.
You have to maintain it.
You gotta you start high and then you just slowly let it drop.
Yeah.
But if you have a too big of a drop, it just stays there. So the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santo talks about the same thing all the time. He describes it a little bit differently, but he talks about the same exact thing that you're talking about. Okay, so cool. Sid, did we have questions from the previous podcast that we wanted to answer? No? Okay.
Well, we did, but you didn't talk.
Okay. It's all good. Did you want me to ask about the drop questions below for future podcasts?
Up to you.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll cut that part out.
You gotta cut this out. Definitely gotta cut this part out.
I'm thinking of no editing podcasts, so you guys
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we've been going for, I don't know, over an hour now, right? Anything you want to drop, plug, say?
I think for any young kids out there or anyone who's trying to aspire to get better in swimming, I think they need to understand that swimming is not the thing you're trying to get better at. You're trying to be better as a person, and that will help you become a better swimmer. Right? So can you be a better sleeper? Can you be a better eater? Can you be nicer to your friends? Can you be nicer on the road? And all that will make you a better swimmer. Somehow. I don't know how in your life, in your specific life, will it help you, but it's my big belief that it's the small things that make up your performance. Your swimming performance is a very good portrayal of your life.
100%. Marina and I talk about this all the time, actually. We talk about how your personality comes out in your swimming. Like how your technique looks in the water is a reflection of your personality. And if you're a more like timid, shy personality, maybe you don't swim as big. But if you're like you come with confidence, you're a nice person, you swim with elegance, right? Your technique is better. So I think that's what you're talking about, is like make your life well, and it'll come out in your swimming.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we should end the podcast with that. Where can people find you? Can we plug Athletic Inc.?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's my name backwards. Tzen Wei, but backwards.
How old are you, dude?
14. And then if you're ever in Asia or near Singapore, you can hit up Athletic Inc. We're basically the ASP version, but in Singapore. So yeah, if you have any troubles with physio or anything, you can either text Josh or you can text Dex, and I think both physiotherapists will be glad to help you.
I think Dex is at Dex Therapy, right?
Yeah, Dex Therapy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what's the AI Instagram?
It's just Athletic Inc.
Athletic Inc. Okay. And yours is your name backwards.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up episode 2. Thank you for hopping on.
Thank you for having me.
Despite all the technical difficulties that we had. And we'll see you for episode 3. All right. So the podcast ended, but we want to play with an interesting concept that we've heard of. Zen is going to lead. He's going to kick us off. You're the start of all of this. Zen is going to ask a question for the next guest, and we're going to open the next podcast with the future guest answering Zen's question. Zen, do you have a question for us?
So for the next guest, I want to ask him or her, what is your greatest fear other than death of your family members or friends? What is something that kind of keeps you up at night sometimes? All right.
So we're going to open episode 3 with that question.